The Safety Professional of the Year Award recognizes a management employee responsible for safety programs and training on their railroad. The honoree works effectively with all levels of the organization and supports the success of the industry by sharing their expertise and knowledge. ASLRRA is proud to honor Herman Crosson, 2025 Safety Professional of the Year. Clear and effective communication across all levels of the organization is a top priority for Herman to ensure a safe work environment for employees and customers. Approaching safety as a team effort, he leads safety forums to build consensus and address safety issues.
Herman's all about culture and influencing people and educating people to drive the safety program, but he also stresses educating frontline managers, making sure that they're equipped and prepared to deal with the daily challenges and problems that they face. Herman started out as a conductor and engineer, so he has a relevant and unique perspective about the challenges and problems that those trades or those crafts and other crafts face on a daily basis, including job hazards. So as he moved up from those crafts to management, he also learned the challenges that management has in dealing with safety issues as well. And he learned that also in his time in the military.
He seeks to keep safety at the forefront, ensuring all employees have the tools and training to achieve safety goals. In addition, he celebrates success, recently implementing a safety recognition program across the organization.
I think Herman just has brought what I call total safety management to Anacostia, where safety isn't just driven from above. It involves everybody. Everybody's a leader in safety. Everybody is involved in holding people accountable. Everybody's involved in the decision making. Everybody's involved in all aspects of the safety program.
He shares his knowledge with short-line colleagues through active membership in ASLRRA.
I think Anacostia's safety program is more team-oriented because of the approach that Herman has brought to it.
Congratulations to Herman Crosson, ASLRRA's 2025 Safety Professional of the Year.
I definitely would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without the Lord, I wouldn't even be able to stand in front of you. I'd like to thank the American Short Line and Regional Railroad Association and the selection committee for bestowing this honor upon me, upon us at Anacostia Rail Holdings Company. This is a team, because safety doesn't happen by one person. I'd like to thank my bosses, Peter Gilbertson and Bruce Lieberman. And we like to thank you for the talents that you've given us to manage. We take that job very serious. I'd like to thank my wife, Stephanie. I've always said, especially as you were younger, that, she is my better half. But when you were young, you didn't quite understand what that means. 30 years later, I fully understand that you are my better half. You make me better. And 30 years later, she's thinking that she married a slow learner. I'd like to thank the presidents and the vice presidents of Anacostia. And I'd like to thank you for your support, and I'd like to thank you for your candid feedback, because we can't get any better if we don't hold each other accountable. I'd like to thank Steve Moore, who I consider to be the best rules man in the business, David Hankins, Anacostia as a whole. Now, we're here today because we care. I was going to say, well, most of us care, but I didn't think that'd be funny, because we all care. And since we care, we strive for continuous improvement. And sometimes we continuously improve by taking a route that we already know, by doing what we do better the next time and understanding the lessons that repetition can give us. Because it's about risk and not rules. Because if we can get our employees to identify risk and to mitigate hazards, then they understand when to look at the rule book. They understand when to call a supervisor for some instructions. And they also understand that if they go forward without any type of instruction, without doing a little bit more research or reaching out to a friend for assistance, that the probability of negative results goes up astronomically. And that's what I call smart effort. Smart effort helps us. It makes you better. And whatever makes you better makes me better. I have a friend that says, all ships rise with the tide. Now, one person cannot change safety. A single safety warrior is honorable, but ineffective. When I discuss safety with people, the first thing that they tell me is they say, Herman, you know, I don't do things by the book. If I ride with a locomotive engineer, he says, Herman, I run a good train, but I don't run that train by the book. And then when we get finished, I show that engineer in that book that he ran the train exactly by the book. When I talk to a railroad team, management team, that has turned around safety significantly, and I say, hey, what did you do? And they say, well, Herman, we didn't do it by the book. I said, well, humor me. Tell me what you did. They said, well, we got together and we looked at our programs and we looked at our performance. We asked the people who were actually doing the job. We listened to our frontline managers. We didn't delegate safety. We led from the front. We developed plans to fix the things that didn't work, and we celebrated the things that did work. We measured our success to make sure that we were actually making progress. And then we stayed the course. We continued to do safety during hard times. We made it a value and not a priority. And basically, that railroad team, they did it by the book. Now, our railroad book is complex. It can be difficult and it can be simple at the same time. But it starts with identifying risk. And then we lead from the front. We lead by example because your team is watching. And you talk to your team. And you talk to your people because the messenger is received long before the message. Get that buy-in and constantly improve. I've been told it's hard, but it's fair. It's tried, and it's true. Safety by the book works. Thank you.